Hey everyone, so let's talk about Saturn. For as long as we have looked up at the sky, those incredible rings have just been there, a symbol of cosmic beauty, right? Well, some really startling new findings from NASA are telling us that this iconic feature is actually facing its end. Okay, let's dive into this cosmic mystery. Yeah, just let that sink in for a second. It sounds crazy, but it's true. The single most magnificent, most recognizable feature of any planet in our entire solar system is actively fading away. And we're not talking about a slow, gentle erosion over billions of years. Nope, it's happening way, way faster than anyone ever thought possible.
So in this first part, we're going to dig into what scientists are calling an anomalous decay. We'll explore what it really means for Saturn's celestial halo to be vanishing pretty much right before our cosmic eyes. See, the crucial point here is that this isn't normal wear and tear. Scientists have found that the rings are breaking down at a rate that just completely shatters all the old models. We used to think they were as ancient as the planet itself, these stable, permanent fixtures. But the reality, it's so much more dynamic, and honestly, a little bit alarming. So that brings us to the really big question: how? How is this even happening? Well, the main culprit is this bizarre and totally fascinating phenomenon that scientists have nicknamed ring rain.
That's right, rain. From the rings. It sounds like something out of science fiction, doesn't it? The particles, which are mostly just water ice, aren't drifting off into deep space. Instead, they're being actively pulled inward by Saturn itself, literally sucked down out of orbit to become part of the planet's atmosphere.
Okay, so how does this cosmic conveyor belt actually work? Well, it's a pretty cool process. First, you've got sunlight and these tiny little micrometeoroids constantly zapping the ice particles in the rings. This gives them an electrical charge. Now, once they're charged up, Saturn's massive magnetic field can grab onto them. From there, the field acts like this invisible highway, just funneling those particles down towards the planet, where they hit the atmosphere and poof, they vaporize. It's a relentless one-way trip.
And to give you a sense of the sheer scale of this thing, get this. Scientists estimate that the amount of icy water raining down from the rings onto Saturn is enough to fill an entire Olympic-sized swimming pool every half an hour. I mean, just picture that. An entire swimming pool gone every 30 minutes. This isn't a trickle, it's an absolute cosmic deluge. So, knowing how this is all happening leads to the most pressing question, right? When will they be gone? We are now having to completely rewrite the timeline for one of the solar system's greatest wonders.
And this is where it gets really wild. This chart shows the dramatic shift in our thinking. The old estimate? The rings were ancient and they had a good 300 million years left. No big deal. The current estimate? Whoa. It turns out they're actually pretty young, maybe only a few 100 million years old in total, and they could be completely gone in as little as 100 million years. That's a mind-boggling acceleration.
Now, I know what you're thinking. 100 million years sounds like forever to us, and yeah, it is. But on the timescale of the universe, it's nothing. It is literally the blink of an eye. What this really means is that Saturn's rings aren't some permanent fixture. They're a temporary, fleeting spectacle that our solar system just happens to be hosting right now. This whole discovery, it really forces you to change your perspective. Instead of seeing this as a story about cosmic loss, what if we see it as a story of incredible cosmic luck? It really makes you ask, what does it mean for us to be alive, right here, right now? I mean, really, think about this. If the rings are as young as we now think, then the dinosaurs, they probably looked up at the night sky and saw a very different, plain, unadorned Saturn. And then way off in the distant future, our descendants will look up and see that same plain planet again. We just happen to exist in this incredibly special, incredibly brief window of time where Saturn has its spectacular halo. This quote from NASA scientist Dr. James O'Donoghue it really captures the whole feeling of this. It's not about mourning something we're gonna lose. It's about appreciating a privilege we have right now. We are the lucky ones. We're the generation that gets to witness this breathtaking cosmic feature pretty much in its prime. So the big takeaway here is that the universe isn't some static postcard on the wall. It's a living, breathing, dynamic place that's constantly changing. The disappearance of Saturn's rings is just an incredible reminder of that. And it leaves us with this final, fascinating question to think about. What other cosmic wonders? What other fleeting, beautiful spectacles are we just in time to witness before they too vanish into the cosmic night?